everybody, and welcome to the challenge videos for Let's Play Transformers Devastation. It ended up being a lot more than I thought, and no one warned me. So we're kicking off with some stuff I recorded before when I decided, no, bugger it, I'm gonna like keep playing the game. And joining me as always.
Yo, cool guy here, and I'm mostly just here to watch giant robots punch the shit out of each other, which is more or less the entire reason why I watch G1.
Here we are, born to be kings, we're the princes of the universe.
Honestly, every time, with all of the times you tell me I can't sing,
I mean, I can't
you sing
either.
a fair bit.
I don't know, that was alright. I think he could probably carry an episode or two if we give him enough lyrics.
Yeah.
then he won't be able to speak again for the rest of the
I mean,
episode.
I just got off a fucking flu where I couldn't speak for like 3 days, so.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
or rather that he, yeah, that the word flu was in there because holy shit.
Well, you know, maybe he just really likes singing.
Well, I mean, having been somewhat prone to respiratory infections for most of my life, I can totally understand why, you know, after your lungs stop fucking with you, you're just like, I want to use these lungs.
Well, in my 20s, I had a bronchitis infection that left me without a voice for like 3 months, so that was cool.
And probably incredibly liberating once that bullshit cleared up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, Robocop, we totally interrupted you with our sicky
Fuck
bullshit.
him. Fuck him. Look at what he's doing to us.
That's alright, there's nothing really to talk about here. This is one of those typical ones we've all seen before, where you've just got to fight waves and waves of dudes until they're all defeated. And
Cool,
this one's particularly tricky.
I've got a 750 of Kansas City's own whiskey, the Rieger whiskey, and I am ready to roll.
You're such an awful drunk. Stop that.
Dude, this is good shit. Have you ever had it? No? Then shut up.
No, but that doesn't make what I'm saying wrong.
I like this little gun Wheeljack has. Like, I'm using the boss at the moment. I've got another one that kind of like, it's like a Gatling gun that just shoots little explosive things. It's kind of neat. There's a lot of really neat weapons in this game, actually. Like, and unfortunately, a lot of them are locked behind playing this game on higher difficulty. So a lot of people playing this game the first time through won't realize that there are some pretty crazy weapons in this game. There's like 2 different kinds of guns that shoot glue.
That honestly reminds me a little bit of EDF. You know, if you only ever play that game on like normal and hard, you're not even gonna see like half of the cool crap the weapons can do.
Yes.
What percentage of these challenges are boss rushing?
Oh, well, I mean, after all of that, I really was
quite
not
a few,
expecting
actually.
Devastator to show up.
In fact, there is one that is every single boss, just about.
At once or as a boss rush?
Like, it's probably one of the last episodes, so you'll probably forget about by the time we get there. But
Probably.
you're not just fighting every single boss. They're like broken up by waves of dudes, I guess, that are killed. So they'll maybe drop you some stuff so that you can use it.
Yeah.
But there's also some really weird and varied sort of things they do in this. They really play with the mechanics, and there's even puzzle mazes.
You said the word "choose your own adventure" to me before we got started.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty weird way of putting it. But the very final challenge is quite odd in the way it does it. So that'll be at the end too. But there's also puzzle mazes. I just want you guys to think about that.
I'm honestly like a little bit skeptical about the entire thing, just because I'm running through all of the puzzle mazes that I've ever done in my life, and I'm really struggling to figure out one that was truly fun.
John Romero is going to make you his puzzle bitch.
Ugh, yeah, see, this is part of why I was thinking that.
And it's actually kind of ingenious because they have the perfect system set up to just create something like that and not have to like make new assets for it. It's kind of scary.
Well,
Alright, so we're off to defeat the Decepticons.
Well, I will hold out hope for that one, but I'll admit I'm skeptical.
So this kicks off a series of top-down fights, which we're gonna be fighting our way through.
Helldivers, Alien Swarm, it doesn't really matter. This is bringing back great memories.
Yeah, that's got legs on it. It's also ideal for Wheeljack because he likes. I never get tired of watching dudes just.
Does that kill the robot?
I mean,
yeah. If they can't fly, they die.
Awesome.
He didn't come back.
That was a
all of that
mistake.
just happened. That was a dick move, game.
It's quite alright. It's quite alright. It doesn't kill me. It only makes me stronger.
That which doesn't kill you scars you for life.
And we all know Wheeljack dies later anyway, so it's all good. These sections can be a little difficult with the planes though. The angle can make it kind of a pain. I know a lot of people really aren't too fond of the top-down things.
That was overkill.
There's no such thing. I don't. If you told a Decepticon there is such a concept as overkill, they would sit there and like consider debating you on the subject, and then
just like really pensively scratch their heads while you busily helped yourselves to their wallets.
Yeah, more or less.
I've been rewatching some Futurama recently, so I'm starting to think a little bit like Bender.
Rude.
Out of my way!
Not entirely sure if it's Wheeljack or some of the Decepticons saying this crap at certain times.
Yeah, if it's just straight up rude, like get out of the way or get lost. It's the crappy Decepticon guys. It's to add insult to injury that you're actually getting hit by them.
Man, that hammer though.
Yeah, that guy. Let me tell you something. I beat this game on Commander and Ultra Magnus difficulty. These guys are terrifying on Ultra Magnus difficulty. And there's one point in the game, because up on Ultra Magnus difficulty, it starts doing the Platinum High difficulty thing where it starts changing up what enemies you face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, after you go to give the red energon, so like to go over this bridge, like you know, in the best cutscene in the game,
right?
And you fight about 5 or 6 of them.
Of the hammer ground soldiers.
Yes.
At once.
Where like 2 hits from their hammers will kill you.
Yeah, sounds like platinum.
It sounds like platinum.
I beat it though.
I don't believe
I'm
you.
proud of you, and I'm not saying that to patronize you. I appreciate that there's just like an invisible wall at the end because F you.
Yeah, screw you guys. Where's fun? It's not here. Yeah, there are a lot of really cool and crazy weapons later on. Okay, now we're switching over to Bumblebee because what like we had a thing involving lost footage, so we're just gonna roll with this.
Oh lord.
So Bumblebee's gonna be a bit overpowered. And also the proof that I beat Ultra Magnus is there because Prime difficulty was also an option for this. I'm not gonna beat the game.
Yeah,
on
I was
Prime
gonna
difficulty.
say you really don't need to do that one. I'm releasing you from that.
I will never respect you until you beat the game on prime difficulty.
You don't respect him anyway.
He would basically say, "Why did you waste your life afterwards?"
Right.
So Bumblebee's going to be a little bit overpowered here because this is actually the last stuff I recorded because I thought I'd lost some footage. So I kind of really wanted to get this over with. I want everyone to understand I'd been playing this game for about 7 hours before I decided to just like, God help, kill me.
Well, if nothing else, you're the one of us who's going to be doing those like insanely long charity streams if we ever do those. Because I take one look at that and just be like, nah, dog. I gotta sleep.
Yeah, well, I said I was gonna do it. I was gonna do all the challenge modes. So yeah, like, and I did.
Never ever make promises.
Well, it's kind of funny because not many people who played this game on Steam, who own this game on Steam, have in fact actually completed all the challenges. Like,
There's an
it's
achievement
something
for that, I
around
presume?
0.6, 0.7% of all people who own this game have actually bothered to do that.
Well, I mean, honestly, that excuse me, that percentage doesn't surprise me too much when you consider that, you know, if they're like Final Fantasy VI, the PC version has an achievement, customer appreciation, which is literally just you boot up the game and it gives you an achievement for purchasing the game. And last I checked, like 80% of people who own the game on Steam have that one. So that means
Backlogs.
yeah, that means it's not like this game is in any major bundles or whatever. In the most recent Steam sale, there was there was an entire discount on all of Square's portfolio, and they specifically did not promote Final Fantasy VI because it's an iOS version port, and quite frankly, it's not very good. I still like it because I'm a total jerk for Final Fantasy VI, but it's really
Final
just like,
Fantasy fans.
well, anyway, it's like objectively not good.
It's one of the most popular ones. It's not my favorite. It's not even in my top 5, but it's alright.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I always appreciated about it was how well they did the ensemble cast. If you like had any interest at all in the story that they were telling, you could find yourself in that cast of characters, and they would probably have a pretty decent story to tell as well. So I always really respected that.
Yeah, we got Thundercracker and Skywarp here. This is another reason why I sort of, like, when I had this stuff recorded as Wheeljack, I kind of went, oh, I really shouldn't show this right now, because that would spoil Skywarp's later
Holy
appearance, where he declares himself the
damn.
new leader of the Decepticons.
Bumblebee just sort of jumping all over the battlefield like a frickin' flea on a hot brick.
And Skywarp
Oh,
was murdered by
man.
exploding Decepticons.
Skywarp
cool.
is even turning tail and trying to get distance. You just shoot him straight up the tailpipe. Absolutely brilliant.
It's a bit overpowered because, like, when you do Ultra Magnus, you get some, apparently the weapons are also the same class as the rankings, because you can get double S ranked weapons. Which, like, the leap from S to double S is pretty big. It's huge. Like a sniper rifle that's doing, like, 1,000 or something, shoots up to 3,000 from, like,
Lord.
A to S. So, like, a double S just... And you need it if you want to be able to, like, keep up doing damage to enemies in the... like, the high difficulties. You really need these better weapons.
Right.
And also, like, you need to be, like, really careful, because it doesn't matter how good your weapons are, they can still, like, nearly one-shot you with a lot of attacks.
Right.
Imagine Primus is the get one-shot difficulty level.
I mean, it would not be out of character for Platinum to have a one-hit you're dead sort of difficulty.
Yeah, they had that with the, like, Devil May Cry with some of the folks who worked on that before they went to, like, Platinum
Yeah.
long time later.
The Dante Must Die mode.
There's a lot of, and there's a lot of things you can recognize of even Devil May Cry in this game, like the doors that will only open after you do enough combo damage to them. That was a staple from even the first Devil May Cry.
It was an
I
interesting way to make sure you were at least basally comfortable with the combo system.
Yeah, well, it would get a little demanding later on too, so that was always nice. And you saw them again in Bayonetta, and
Yeah, Devil May Cry doesn't respect you, and it's great because of that.
Devil May Cry, I will say, it took me probably about the better part of 6 or 7 months to beat Phantom the first time. He bullied me a lot.
Yeah, I was really bad at brawlers back then, so it didn't go great.
Yeah, I'd never played one. I'd never played one like Devil May Cry before, and yeah, Phantom, who's like the first, like, gut check of the game, just kept destroying me the whole time.
Shameful admission right now. If you name any Devil May Cry game, I have played it for a maximum of 15 minutes. This is not
Kill
because
yourself.
I don't like the games. I'm just like, it's just a bit of gamer culture that I completely missed.
That Devil May Cry 4, like
I haven't
remake
played Devil
upres
May Cry
thing
4 yet.
came out. You should play that.
I should do a lot of things with my life. I will say though, like the DMC the DMC remake that everybody hated, the new Dante.
It was good.
I have never actually played the game, so I can't talk about whether or not it was good, but hey you, what the fuck is wrong with you? It turns out to have a beat that is perfect for hauling moving materials and stuff. I was literally using it as a hauling song one time when I was getting one of my buddies moved out of this really rat hole apartment.
You're a weird motherfucker.
Well, I've never touched any Devil May Cry's after 3, though I do own the 4 remake, and I really should get in and play that. But from what I know of that Devil May Cry game, DMC, is that it ends on a tweet by the guy who made the game, and I'm just gonna say, like, I'm sorry, no.
What?
No.
Just like at the end of the credits,
it's basically sorry, and I'm about to spoil the ending because I watched a Let's Play of this. They basically reveal everyone can see the demons. Everyone can see the demons in the end, because before it was like no one can see the demons. It's all very much they live, with like Roddy Piper and stuff. So the veil's been lifted, and there's all these people tweeting all this stuff about, oh, holy crap, can you guys see what's going on here? What the hell? And then like the last of the tweets is from like that guy who was like in charge of the studio, whose name I can't even remember anymore, but he had a really bad haircut that Dante also had. His is the last tweet, and it's something about not being able to hide, or we know you now, or something stupid like that. It's like
It's really
sorry,
fucking
dude.
dumb.
Well, I
wank
mean,
on a little.
that's avant-garde, to say the least.
It's a little wanky.
It actually does remind me of this one game that I bought purely on its marketing a number of years ago called Evidence, and it was packaged exactly like that. It came in like one of those police baggies and everything, and just had like evidence on there or whatever. So out of sheer curiosity, I got the game, and basically like when you're signing up, it asks you to like give it your email and stuff, because you like put in the CD and you're like slowly solving a bunch of riddles that a serial killer left behind to identify like the identity of the serial killer. And as you continue to do stuff, like the ostensible characters in the game, like the lead investigator or whatever, will email you with just like feedback on what's been going on.
Cool guy, why did you buy Majestic?
What?
Okay, somebody's gonna get that, and I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm sorry.
But,
No. Like,
I went straight over my head.
Wasn't Majestic one of those kinds of ARG games?
Yeah, Majestic was an ARG game by EA back in like early 2000s, where they did this whole augmented reality thing, and you like it was like the X-Files, where you were supposed to like watch bad television and play along with it and solve riddles and stuff, and it was incredibly fucked, and that's what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound very similar from your synopsis.
There are some good ones out there, but they've got to know when to have a beginning and end. For as far as I'm aware, like Majestic didn't end. It kind of like just got cancelled.
Yeah, it ended because it was a fucking trash fire and they got rid of it. But
yeah,
from what I understand, Evidence actually did have an end, because it was just all on one CD or whatever, and was sold as a traditional game. But yeah, I am not familiar with the ending. I solved maybe about half a dozen riddles, and the riddles got like increasingly obtuse and weird. So I was just like, I honestly have better things to do.
question, how did you pay for this game? Did you mail someone money?
No, it was on frickin' Best Buy's step.
Okay, so just to interrupt for a
Oh.
moment, this is that mode I was talking about where you gotta punt guys into scoring walls. And it's not as easy as it looks because, you know, like, I unfortunately am completely over-leveled for this, so I'm killing dudes in one hit. But don't worry, I'll still show off what happens.
Yay,
So there
there
you
you go.
And there is more than one mode, and I play them at better difficulties later, like, that are more suited, so that I
Right.
can sort of show it off a little better.
Can you, like, just equip explicitly terrible weapons for things like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, I would recommend it if you want to actually, like, get scores and
Yeah,
things. I was just doing a lot of
you're
these...
just like, whatever, I'm just showing it off.
Yeah, you can get the gist of it from here. The other ones, because I think there's two more, will sort of change things up a little more. But you can sort of see there's you've got your point sort of goals that you've got to kick
Sure.
through. The green ones are smaller, harder to hit. There's a circle that gives you 100 that's sort of going slowly around the arena. So you can like punch it. You know, if you can somehow manage to hit something through there, you'll get a very nice score out of it.
It seems like a
Not
more
easy to do.
digestible and fun version of some of the Bloodbath challenges in Mad World.
Yeah, and you know, obviously you can sort of you probably see there's some inspirations come in there from the previous stuff they've
Oh,
worked on.
there's the 100. I didn't see it like the entire time. I was like, wait, what?
That was that one. We won't see the other ones again for a little while because, yeah. Sorry.
You know, Optimus.
yeah. So we're because we're gonna be doing some Optimus stuff now. This is most of the stuff I did after sort of completing the game. So the first challenge we get is we're fighting the Seekers, all three of them. Which is not easy, actually, in a lot of ways, because the first time I did this, I accidentally selected Commander and got my butt whooped and realized like, oh god, I'm playing on Commander difficulty. Also, I've got a grappling hook. This is one of the little weapons you can get. This actually makes fighting Seekers a lot easier because as they try and get away, you can just draw them back in. But they hit you from behind a lot, and all three of them are doing stuff.
Yeah, they are incredibly good at flanking from the looks of things.
Yeah, and they will tag team combo the dickens out of you. So I'm starting to get a little headway now.
I'm sitting here just waiting every single time for that to happen. Just Starscream and Skywarp show up and we're just like, hey you guys.
It's actually really effective, like, because normally when the Seekers, when you're fighting, they will be very good support, and but you'll want to take out the main problem here. But it's essentially who can you reach, and they have this attack where they will just drop a gigantic, slow-moving technical bomb on you, and then do this. It's just it's maddening, but I imagine very satisfying if you can get through this without getting hit. Which is obviously not going to be a thing here.
Yeah, no, I would honestly be a little bit worried for you if you had practiced long enough to put this one off on no hit, because holy damn, dude.
This is before I unlock some of the really powerful weapons.
Oh!
The grappling hook gets.
That was some serious reflexes just avoiding Thundercracker there.
Yeah, that charge attack seems like a real asshole.
Yeah. They just sort of come out of nowhere.
They've got a few really arsehole-ish out of nowhere attacks. There's one where when they're flying around, they just drop into like a flying kick, and go away. So yeah, the flying kick allows you to the flying kick just comes out really quickly and will hit you really quickly, and you'll get bonked.
It really doesn't help that all of the Seekers seem to be much better at dodging than most other bosses.
Yes, they're very dodgy too. That's why they can be
Yeah,
so
holy crap!
so irritating.
Skywarp just juked you twice, then morphed into his jet form and ran away. So much wasted effort that and so many opportunities created for Thundercracker and Starscream.
Yeah, so
Well done.
kudos to the enemy AI there. They managed to
and the
create a
designers.
challenge.
Fantastic.
But
Oh,
it's gonna. Yeah, I know. It's like
There
slim
you
killing.
go.
Okay, now we are at manageable Seeker size because they can't attack me from behind.
yeah. Now when you've got
Just
one on the
diced.
ropes, you can actually focus on them.
When I played this, I didn't know there was a grapple gun, and I might have to rebuy this on PC and play it again.
There are, like I said, there are a lot of guns you may not realize are in this game. There is the grappling gun. There is a gun that when you shoot enemies, they become completely stuck in place. There's one that slows them down. There's one that weakens them if they get hit.
Oh man, eat it, Starscream.
Yeah, that's a cute thing about the fusion gun for Megatron as well, is it does in fact spawn a shield in front of you while you use it that doesn't run out, so you can use it to essentially just block frontal attacks forever.
I find it incredibly appropriate that you use the fusion cannon to finish off Starscream, incidentally. Because I'm pretty sure that's what he got shot with more than anything in G1.
He did, yes.
I mean, he took a lot of abuse, but the fusion cannon was just far and away what he got nailed with most.
Made a very sturdy stuff if you think about it. Getting hit with a fusion cannon wasn't fun. I like this. Defeat the Stunticons! No, there's only one Stunticon. You guys didn't make models for the other ones. Don't even try and pretend these other guys are worth it. Yeah, I was really excited. I was like, oh, maybe this is just like a surprise. They couldn't get them done beforehand. But they've thrown him.
No, it's just
Motormaster and some other dudes. And, you know, inevitably I think it's Menasor as well. I was sad.
I'm sad now, too. I was getting my hopes up.
Still, Motormaster is a fun fight.
Yeah.
Way more aggressive
Better
than
than nothing.
the Seekers.
So we haven't seen the last of his buddies. We still got some other dudes coming around. He's got fun attacks too. Like,
Those are my favorite kind of enemy attacks in brawlers, or melee attacks with ranged components.
yeah. He's just he mixes it up fairly well.
Yeah, that charging attack is really his big tell. I'm only watching this for a few moments, and it's still just sort of like, yeah, dude, mix that up a little bit more, and you'll be in much better shape.
And now I know you can do stunts with the tank, but I know there's no tank Stunticons, so like I think he's cheating at this point. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I was gonna laugh so hard if you knocked him out with your trailer. Just like the proverbial bag of doorknobs.
That would be extremely good for defeating Motormaster. Let's just get rid of him so he stops trying to beat him around. But then destroying him, like the ground troopers, just get removed because it's Menasor time.
Oh, hi, Menasor. That's not really a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh lord. Did you just?
Let me tell you.
Did you just hit Megazord when he was in the air?
Yeah. So you called him Megazord. I like that.
I mean, let's be real.
Not wrong.
No, I liked that. I never sort of even made the mental connection until you did that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Megazord painted black.
Let me tell you something, there have been some crazy Sentai giant robots in recent times.
Honestly, now I'm kind of curious who exactly came first. Did Menasor come first? I mean, I know that the actual Power Rangers or whatever was like almost a decade later, but that was using Sentai footage that was old when they got it.
I honestly don't know, because they didn't, like, Sentai didn't start with giant robots, so that was something they sort of got over time, I think. So I don't know, like, I'm sure someone knows, and I'm sure I could probably look it up, but
yeah, I don't know enough about the space to even try to Google it, or else I'd be furiously trying now. I feel like it just sort of fades out.
I feel like I've seen some Sentai stuff that was from like the 60s and 70s, but I don't know.
Right, you know, I mean, just like a lot of the filmography and photography techniques seem very like baby boomer era.
There are some amazing series. Car Ranger is probably the most ridiculous of all of them as well, because they're all just using cars and stuff. But there's like, what's the best way to put it? All the aliens in that, both good and evil, refer to Earth as Earth. Yeah,
Is it,
EARF is what the translation puts it
great.
as.
So
Like a
I
tablet.
was just trying to make sure that I was properly understanding that this is like a what 60s sort of thing, like. What?
It's like, I think, I'm not sure which one, what era Car Rangers was in. Like, they didn't even originally call them, like, Rangers, so Car Rangers sort of came a bit after that, and, yeah, but, like, one of the villains, like, I haven't seen the series myself, but there are a lot of great sort of, like, images of villain plans, and one of them is basically this villain. Like, the villains are also, like, an intergalactic biker gang, I think is probably worth mentioning as well. They're not, like...
Owns.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't they be?
And one of them's one of the enemies. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with it. Shockwave's like
Shockwave, what are you doing?
He puts clones up of himself, so you attack the wrong one while he's trying to do his thing. But like, I don't know, like they don't form properly sometimes. So you just sort of see, like, you look at them and you go, wait a minute, that's not Shockwave.
That was incredibly surreal.
Yeah. So, but and his plan is to basically collect a whole bunch of cars, like a gigantic number of cars, and put them all in orbit and make them honk their horns repeatedly, so an alien, like nearby alien civilizations, get mad about the noise, come and destroy Earth.
Wow.
That's the villain's plan, and even like, and then it just shows like the red Car Ranger just staring at him in like abject confusion. Because it's like, what?
Sound
okay with
doesn't
this.
travel in space, among other things. Why, that's stupid. Oh my
It's
god in
beautiful.
heaven, that is brilliant. I love it.
And it segues nicely into Transformer talk because, you know, the Cybertronians are a race that everybody else in the galaxy kind of wants to avoid because they're just horrific in every single way. I think
they're incredibly difficult to kill. They're the size of Titans, and they've literally been doing nothing but fighting for the last God only knows how many thousands of years.
Yeah, so
Hold on,
no one
I'm
really wants to.
I'm gonna take issue with the incredibly difficult to kill.
I mean, it depends on which one you're talking about. Like,
They're very good at killing one another, but that doesn't mean you're going to have a good time killing them.
Right,
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
I mean, if we're talking about, like, Beast Wars, you can still off those MFers, and their sparks still keep doing weird things long after they've ostensibly expired.
I would also like to say trying to fight Soundwave and Shockwave at the same time is actually kind of
that's a
really
really
difficult.
fucked
Yeah,
up
you're
fight.
not making a whole lot of progress against their Danmaku here.
No, they keep moving away, and then the other one's plinging you in the back, and then there's
They
full
both
of
got a
Soundwave's
ton of minions
toys
to
trying
buy
to.
time for them.
It is really a good challenge. So, you know, like you can't hate these fights, but it's like I seriously underestimated how long some of these challenges
Whoa.
were going to be because I seriously underestimated some of the amazing combinations that they could like fit me up with.
Anyway, what I was trying to establish earlier with what Car Ranger was from. Obviously, everybody misattributes Will Smith's "Welcome to Earth" in Independence Day as "Welcome to Earth" because I don't know, he's black or something. And I'm just sitting here trying to figure out. Okay, so these guys literally made that exact mistake. Like, how many decades before people attributed it to Will Smith? That's brilliant.
And it wasn't even just like the villains that did it, like the sixth ranger, because like there was a thing they always started to do where like another guy would join. It was actually like a space traffic cop. And even and naturally one of the like the first encounters with him is he's pulling one of them over for speeding. And yeah, even he doesn't understand when they call it Earth, and they have to like go, no, Earth, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, right.
Wow.
Is that okay? Is that a Sentai thing that there's always a sixth asshole that shows up and saves everything occasionally and is mysterious and stupid?
Well, sometimes they're mysterious and stupid. Sometimes they're a monster hunting cowboy, cowboy ninja who transforms using a cell phone burger that he uses to take selfies when he destroys the monster.
I remember that's like the American Sentai, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So he's Japanese, but he's from America.
Honestly, the cop Sentai is amusing me if for no other reason than it's reminding me seriously of Jocko's introduction in frickin' Dragon Ball Z.
There are some tropes that everybody really, really loves in the I think intergalactic space cop moron like is one of them.
That's a pretty good one. Pretty good one for sure. Good lord, Shockwave, calm down already.
That's a really fucked up move.
I mean, I'm standing by myself when I called it Danmaku.
He just won't he won't stop running away. This arena is too big, and I'm just like, no.
Back here.
Grappling hook.
I'm
And can I
tired of
say,
you.
those floating orb things are like simultaneously the most annoying, but also the most hilarious thing, because if they don't hit the ground and explode, you can pretty much just get like a ridiculous amount of focus dodges off of it just by going past them.
Because they're
You saw like
damaged
even doing my trailer swing did that. I'm just like, okay, nope. Let's just end this.
I'm okay with that. That was the appropriate way to end that.
You died
6
and
minutes.
still got an A.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the longer the fights go, the more moves you get to pull off. So
Yeah.
you end up actually being able to sort of surmount the score roadblock. So if you're really good at dodging, you could equip a completely garbage weapon and fight your way to the top. Like, if you were, like, really, really, really patient. Like, obviously, like, I'm not that patient, so we won't be doing that.
I honestly consider it speaking highly of you that you have better things to do than that.
Yeah, like, you know, beat Ultra Magnus mode.
I never said there were
Can
much
I
better things
say-
to do.
Oh, and speaking of,
Oh
they're
my
gonna defeat the
lord.
Decepticon leaders now. We got Megatron and Starscream, so this is gonna be some more of that fun. Megatron
Decepticon,
actually,
finger quotes, leaders.
well, you know, they've both been in charge at different points in time, for better or for worse.
Mostly for worse in the latter's case.
Yeah, well, Starscream's biggest struggle is realizing that he's just not cut out for being the big boss.
He's his own worst
And yeah,
enemy.
look at all that spinning Megatron was doing. That was a move he hadn't shown us before, is where he just keeps doing it. You have to be very careful of that. He actually hasn't attacked me once until later when I upped the difficulty level, after beating the game on Commander to unlock a few more of the challenges. It's crazy, so I look forward to that. I really hate those fire guys, as they're even worse than like the glowy orbs. Because they just, you keep thinking they're stationary, but they're moving just quick enough, and then suddenly they're in the way when you're trying to catch Megatron or
It's like Pepe Le
Starscream.
Pew.
Tracking missiles.
Not just tracking missiles, just a tracking truck.
I'm really sad they can't friendly fire that move. I would love it so much if like Megatron tries to grab Starscream, and just goes, fuck it, and just blows him up anyway.
Honestly, I was sitting here thinking it would be really funny is if you killed Megatron first, Starscream's just like, well, thanks, and just books it.
That would be perfect, but it doesn't happen.
Appreciate
Staring
you there,
sadly at
brother.
Platinum, shaking head. Just you should have done it. Should have done it.
Well, I mean, that would make a lot more sense in the context of the story and not in the context of a challenge.
Yes. But
Whoa! I sort of stopped paying attention for a second, and then I saw a tank.
Megatron
careening.
Alles.
oh yeah, he gets some danger going, Megatron, if you give him room. Well, that's why you don't want to give him room. You want to be on him all times because he has range. He's deadly at any range, but at least see like that. At least his close range stuff is a simple affair to deal with.
Right. At least it's just like, okay, well, I can focus time around that. I noticed how Starscream has like an entirely different tactical set here, working with Megatron versus the rest of his Seekers too. You know, I mean, obviously when you were fighting the Seekers, they took advantage of every time you were distracted to just be like, okay, using that drill move, going up in his business now. Whereas Starscream's just like, he's messing around with Megatron. I'll strafe the area a little bit, I guess.
He's a butthole. Also, I'm not eating bacon and egg rolls.
My only concern about this is I don't have bacon in my rolls.
gotta say, Starscream, really not too difficult once you get
Yeah.
once you get down to brass tacks.
Dangerous when you have to show your back to him, but straight up fight with honest steel, meh.
I really like the whenever someone dies at the end of a mission and the boundary wall comes into effect for their ragdoll, but it doesn't actually show up, so they just slam against air and then fall down.
Yes, I quite appreciate that too.
They just look all pouty when that happens. Meh.
A lot of fusion cannoning going on here. We're nearly to the end. There's only like one more, and this is an interesting one.
Defeat the
You
clone
read that really quickly.
Autobots.
Yep, because they're in the game. They have their own movesets. We've seen them fight. So this challenge is you got to fight all 5 of the Autobot characters. And they all, you know.
This kind of owns. Not gonna lie.
Yes. So we got Bumblebee first, and I don't see him use his back attack skill pretty much at all. He doesn't do his slide. I don't know, like, if that's something he can't do, or if it's something he's just not going to do. But you know, he doesn't do it, which is probably just as well because he could probably be really annoying. But he was gonna do that. He was gonna do his big move. And he's a dodgy little bugger. He's got the advantage of the world's tiniest hitbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say just like half of your attacks are just going straight over his head.
This makes me unbelievably happy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of appreciated Optimus's line when you started this. Okay, there, he's down. Good riddance to bad rubbish. It's really, really satisfying to see. This one, less satisfying, but still pretty awesome.
I've never really given a shit about Sideswipe.
No, he's really popular for some reason, but he doesn't ever really do much. Like, I can't think of a single thing Sideswipe ever did.
In G1 or what?
Yeah, or in anything.
He had a bit of a. Oh no, wait, he did not have a bit of a presence in a line. He always just ended up showing up in like multiplayer games or whatever.
See, like, he's popular, but it might just be because he was kind of like the baseline mold for cars. Also, you can actually lift him up.
That owns.
That was pretty much that was like something I realized like a few moments earlier, and I'm just like, well, I have to do that now.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. Sideswipe was one of the team that we infiltrated Kaon prison in War for Cybertron.
Yeah, and that was, and he was also he also did the stuff with
canon.
Jazz, didn't he? Oh no, or was that?
No,
he was in the airship.
Yeah, you're thinking of
Yeah,
Cliff
he was in
Jumper.
the air.
Sideswipe
He was
was
in
just
like the drop ship going around. Now we're fighting Wheeljack.
And if and the War for Cybertron is in fact canon, if you ask Hasbro, and then you ask about all of the horrible plot holes that entails, and they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then they throw a coin to try to distract you.
It works.
It's a little bit like when Agent 47 throws a coin in Hitman. You just have to look that way.
Here's the thing about the concept of canon. Also Grimlock.
Also Grimlock.
That's alright.
Yeah. I tend to find for the like he likes to stay in his dinosaur form more than he likes to be in a fighting form, which is actually very in canon with Grimlock. He quite enjoyed being dinosaur more often than he liked being robot. But the thing about canon is,
It's a fucking retarded concept.
like, the Japanese take canon in an extremely different way to like Western audiences do. Everyone in a Western audience sees canon. It's like, okay, well, it's all aligned to one continuity.
I want to be
whereas-
clear, when I said it's not canon, I was fucking around.
No, but I'm just gonna.
Okay, continue,
like,
continue,
say-
yes.
I'm not doing it to take a shot at you. I'm doing it to sort of explain to everybody. But the Japanese basically everything is canon to itself. So if you say like movie Dragon Ball Z, it's canon to movie Dragon Ball Z, to its own movie. It happened, but at the same time, it's not. It's not like it doesn't have to be treated as mainline. Like a lot of people like always try and figure out where this sits in it. And it's just like no, it's just a thing they're doing with the IP for fun. Don't worry about it. Like don't try and take it too seriously and wonder like where it fits in with the grand cosmology of the storyline or whatever.
Which is practically required when you're talking about Akira Toriyama's horrific fucking memory.
So what you're telling me is that just once, Japan is the sane ones.
Pretty damn close, dude.
Like it's just like it's the silliest thing you can do is because like especially with crossover films, because the Japanese really like doing crossover films with some of their sort of like cartoon fictional settings.
Super Robot Wars, anybody?
Super Robot Wars, Kamen Rider does it a lot. They'll often be just make movies where they'll just throw a whole bunch of different like Kamen Riders in, and people will be like, but if they're all here now, why does the main character go, hey, something's trying to destroy the world, why don't you guys stick around and help me? It's like, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah, because we don't care right now.
Anyway, we'll see you all in the next challenge video, everyone. I've been Last Robot Guy.
I've been Cool Guy.
Here we belong, fighting to survive in a war with the dark.
See you all next time.